Hi, today is May 17th, 2024. This is Lou. And actually, my name is Mary Lou. I'm the firstborn of a very young couple, which are no longer young, of course. Dad's 88 and mother passed away just about 5 years ago. 2019. So she was 82 then, so 5 years, so she would be 87, and Dad's 88 until his birthday comes. But anyway, what's the point? I have a point, but I don't know what it was. I brought out my little, hair tie, in case I can't handle the wind, and it seems like the wind's blowing pretty good. But anyway, I'd just be walking along like a little tumbleweed. Do 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 do. That song's gonna be in my head for a long time. And I spent time writing down the words, but I don't think I got them all right. So I kept trying, though I would get to the next phrase and pause it, and get to the next phrase and pause it. So I don't write that fast. I want to be able to read it. And so now I've decided I need to read it a little different. Meaning, I'm going to write it different so that I can read it different. Like each line having its own space, and then it might just be a little line, or there's separations, and it makes a difference on how you read it. And just like with the scriptures, it makes a difference on how you read it. Follow the punctuation. And there is punctuation there. Anyway, it's really lovely. Which I keep telling you guys that. I can't help myself. I was just at the Dollar Tree earlier today, and talked with the girl that checked me out. And she was so nice, and I was so nice. We were both nice. Anyway, I told her, since you're so nice, I want to do you a favor. I want to give you my card. And so anyway, I was telling her, I showed her the name was Lou's Touch. And I said, that's to touch your spirit. But at the same time as I said that, I touched her arm. And she said she got cold chills. So what a trip, right? I smell something good right around here. Anyway. Do. So I gave her my card. And she said she would for sure check me out. And I told her God's on there. I said there's a lot about God on there. There's a lot about marijuana on there. So she got excited. So, that's a good combination, you people. God gave us marijuana. So why wouldn't we include God in the same, I just know that that's the way it is, because for years now, it's been a stigma. Oh, you horrible people. How dare you smoke something that might alter your mind a little bit. Give you some peace in this world, This world's a mess. And if everybody had a little peace about them, then maybe it wouldn't be in such a mess. No, we got Satan telling everybody what to do. Look at all the atrocities that's been done, that has been done in the name of what? Your children smoking some pot and you don't like it? It's because you ain't smoked none too. You ought to sit down and smoke a little with them, and you might decide you like it. Now, I'm not advocating smoking, because I do think it affects your lungs. However, it might affect them in a good way if you don't overdo. Like an expectorant even. You smoke something good, it's going to make you cough. It makes airways working, stuff like that. But I do remember getting to a point where, you can't breathe, and then it ain't gonna help at that point. You need to be, like I have been telling you a little bit, you people out there really huffing on that stuff, quit it. Find the best way to do it for your health, and then mellow out, man. You don't need to be huffing on it and just smoking as much as you can, and let's like prove who you are. You can have a really nice buzz on a lot less pot. And there comes a time when you don't get a better buzz, you just pass out or something. It depends on if you're smoking indica. It's going to put you to sleep. So don't spend all your money and then ruin your lungs on getting high, because you're not even going to be there to enjoy it. Now, stevia, no, that's a sugar. That's a sweetener. But it sounds still like it. It really does, stevia. It's been a while. The other one that's not indica, sativa, that's the name, sativa. Anyway, that one will get you off your butt. And I don't know if it really gives you energy, but it'll give your head the focus to get up and get something done. Whereas the indica, that one's really good for like if you're in pain. And if you can't sleep, it'll help you sleep. But you don't want to spend all your money trying to get a high and then be put to sleep. If you find you're sleeping all the time, then that's what a waste. Because you want something that's going to affect your mind to where you can be creative, or you can be thinking things through. Brainstorming is what I call it. Having mind explosions going on. Those things happen, and they're good things. I mean, when I say mind explosion, I'm talking about following the path of your thoughts. And then there's so many paths, and no one's going to be able to keep up with them but you. But it's like fireworks. It's really trip. Now, I haven't had that great happening for a long time. That was when I was younger. I probably had some better pot. And then that tie stick stuff. I had the people that had the tie stick that wasn't tied to a stick. But oh my God, what a good buzz. And then Humboldt County, even just their little trim leaves that are hanging around, tastes so good and smells so good. It's from a beautiful neck of the woods too. In other words, it's in Northern California. Lots of trees. Anyway, I was there once. My kind of boyfriend at the time, his cousin lived in Humboldt, and he bought a car down there. So I went with him to go pick up that car and spend a day or two. I think maybe we just spent, that part of the day, and then the night, and the next day, part of the day, and left. As we came up from here, Vancouver, to Northern California. His name was Marco. I was obsessed about him for the longest time. Talk about wasting your life, people. I'm real good at that. Making decisions that, didn't pan out all the time. Leaving my child with my family when I should have been with my child with my family. Enjoying the family. No, I'm out there chasing something that I cannot have. But I didn't know that. And so, a person needs to be careful. You fall into the same old trap. Now that's pretty. So that is a yellow rose bush. Here. I've been showing you, there's the purple ones, I'm gonna, you know what, they're not gonna mind. We're on good terms here. So I'm gonna show you how the roses get so big, but they did start out as rosebuds. And then remember, I'm gonna walk on their grass. Remember, there's a bush in there that's got these purple flowers. I love that. They're not, I mean, this one's probably sun-bleached, okay? This one's a nice, bigger, deeper color. But there's yellow. So that's cool beans. So they've got lavender and then a blend, whatever it is, I'm not sure. And then pink, yellow, and burgundy. And then whatever that purple plant is, purple flowers. Do 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 do. Da 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 da. Anyway, that's what I was talking about. I was singing that song, or I was humming that song, and I was told her I'm sorry because I do that all the time. It's stuck in my head. She says, "Oh no, I'm enjoying it." So that made me feel good, and that started the conversation, I guess. And then I bought a bunch of beans. Dollar Tree, their price is $1.25. But dadgummit, the beans, the butter beans over at Walmart are like $1.54 or something. And so then I got butter beans, and they're seasoned, so that makes them even better. And I brought it in to show Dad, and he's going, "Oh, but they're littler cans than the normal cans. You know, Dollar Tree." I'm going, "No, that's not true." So I went to the cupboard and got out what I bought just the other day from Walmart and put them side by side and put them inside each other. You know how you can stack them? Just because you get something at the Dollar Tree does not mean it's got less in it. You know, I could see that. That's happening at Walmart. That's happening everywhere. The sizes of the food. You know, they make the boxes a little bit smaller, and they make the packaging on the inside a little bit smaller, and they make those oatmeal cakes that go inside those packages very small. But man, anyway, that's Dad. Dad has those, and I do too, but they're not what I would choose to have. So I have to get something else in the house besides that. And then he loves man pies, so that's at the Dollar Tree, $1.25. And they have, I don't know how many's in the box now, but you know, they're smaller than the ones at Walmart, but it's a heck of a lot cheaper price too. You know, it's well worth mine. So I got him 2 banana and 2 vanilla moon pies, boxes of moon pies for $1.25 each. And he had told me to get 4 boxes, you know, but if they were chocolate. And then he said he liked the other ones too, because I brought banana home last time. I couldn't find any chocolate. So I knew he liked those. So I just got him 2 of each. And see, those, what I'm talking about, the moon pies, is he loves those, but they're too sweet for me. They don't do well with my body. I don't enjoy them, so why be bringing in that sugar, you know? If you're gonna bring in sugar, you should at least enjoy what you're doing. So, we got the peanut butter. It's a wafer that has peanut butter in it, and it's peanut butter and chocolate mixed together with a chocolate outer coating. Like not like a Nutty Buddy if you're thinking about ice creams, but it says something similar to that. Anyway, there's only 4 in the package because they're counting. They say there's 8, but what they're doing is counting each individual stick. So in a package, there's 2 of these rectangles, okay? Nice thick wafer. And they taste good, and they're peanut buttery, so I can handle that. I just can't have all sweet. Peanut butter is very good as far as how my body reacts. I can't say it's so much better, but I think it is. Yeah, there's a lot of things I'm going to rethink. But just need to choose what we eat. Now, beans are good. I don't know about canned beans, but I would think I'm going to just go on it. The canned beans, if I'm remembering right, okay, they got a lot of carbs in there, but they also have protein and fiber. And you take those 2 and add them together, the grams, and then you take it away from the total carbs. Then that's the carbs you have left. And then if it's still too high, maybe you ought to just eat a small portion, you know. But beans are good for you. I mean, you need fuel. So there's just things you need to have, and you want to go with natural, so you have to look at those ingredients on the box or on the can. Find out what those ingredients are, how much sugar's in there, especially when it says added sugars. Just saying, you know, why do you need to add sugar? Because it don't taste very good. Yeah, a spoonful of sugar does help that medicine go down, doesn't it? I'm definitely guilty, okay? I'm going to try to drink tea. You know, I had all these great things I was going to do, but doing them is another story. But I have been drinking green tea, just not as much as I should, because we really should have, probably like they do tea time, you know. And someone said to me the other day they got up and grabbed a cup of tea, and I just thought that was weird. So anyway, yeah, I don't normally hear that. Oh, I got up really early and I grabbed a cup of tea. But after listening to Dr. William Li, there are some teas that are really, really good for jump-starting your immune system. And then your immune system will fight off the cancer. And then there's some foods that's supposed to knock out the blood vessels that these cancers have created for themselves, because they're shoddy work type of deal. I told a story about it the other day. You would understand the shoddy deal. Because what he's saying is, you know, when we are very first conceived, it starts with a mass of cells and stuff, but then it starts developing blood vessels. I mean, it's real interesting. Not that I understand it all. But the point is, those vessels started as a baby inside the womb, being grown, and they were grown the right way. Okay, so later in life, these cancers come along, and they're building their own blood vessels to try to get the nutrients. So they're doing a quick fix thing where they're not very strong, and they're young compared to what the other blood vessels are in the body. Anyway, that's his. I'm giving my conception of his conception. And that is, when the storm comes along, when the hurricane comes along, those blood vessels are gone. And when those blood vessels are gone, the cancer can't get any nutrients or oxygen, and so therefore it dies. So did I say that good enough? So, get off of processed foods, anything with pesticides in it, and my naturopath told me, if you are not eating organic, you are eating Roundup. And it's pretty much true. And then the lady I was talking to within the last couple of days, she said that even then, even the things that are called organic still have Roundup on them. And some of it I can believe, because they're out there damn spraying it. Where I live, there's crop dusters, okay? They come along and spray it. Which I think there could be an overflow, because my property is just right across the street. But I'm not growing food there. You know, I need to find out. I never did go and find out anything, but I just didn't want to take a chance. You know, get a loan so you can have a crop and then have the bank come back for that loan and you ain't got no money and you lose your property. No, I don't like that idea. So I just wanted property. And I just wanted away from people and rules and regulations. You know, when you're living on your own space and you stay there most of the time, you shouldn't have any problems. Unless you got a neighbor who's got freaking problems and they bring it to your door. That happens too. Anyway, I'm walking pretty good, but I have not been paying attention as to how fast I'm going. And my legs are hurting more than my bones, so that's good. But it's because I've been taking those pain pills because of the surgery. I let my pain pills lapse for an hour last night, but I could tell that it wasn't going to be pretty. I had to fix that. So I took my pain pill. And I've got a chart made so that I don't got to forget. I've got it written down on this index card, one of those big index cards. I wrote down the medicine and then how many times a day. And see, they got me on an antibiotic. I don't really like that, but I guess I better just deal with it. It's just antibiotics usually cause a yeast infection for a woman, and that's a messy mess. I don't want to mess with that crap. But anyway, I don't want to do a lot of things, do I? I'm a mess. A song's playing in my head. Juliet to your Romeo. I didn't do it very good, because I just don't have that tune in my head enough. Heaven, when I held you again, how could we ever just be friends? No, I'm not sure how the words will go in there. And I heard you say you would never fall in love again until I found her. I found you. Let's see, there's different words there. Let's see. I was lost in the darkness, but then I found her. I found you. But back to the heaven. Okay, that's the girl's part. She's singing. Heaven, when I held you again. How could we ever just be friends? And you used to say, I will never fall in love again until I found her. I would never fall in love until it's you I fall into. Yeah, I love that. Can't wait to fall into those arms. Yeah, I'll be dreaming. I'll be doing some dreaming these days. Maybe that'll be good for me, I don't know. Maybe not. So I just came up on the sidewalk. So anyway, it is good. It is good that, of course, it's the pills, okay. Because my back, where my back has been hurting, and across my lower back, you know, below my waist, where my hips are, it's been hurting to walk. And it's not hurting. Right now, it's my legs, the muscle in my legs, and that's from walking, and that's cool. That means they're engaging, right? So, and I am hot. Hot, hot, hot. And yes, I am very hot. Once upon a time I was, anyway. And I believe that I will see that person again someday. That's how I'll look for eternity. So I'm thrilled about that. Do 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 do. La da 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 da. Da da da. Yeah, I've got my moccasins on, and they got that layer of nubbies. So when I don't pick up my feet enough, I guess, you hear my shoes dragging. So I'll have to concentrate on picking up my feet. Now here's some shade. I think I'll stand right here for a minute. Okay, so this house is right across the street from Dad's. And there's somebody coming out the door and going back in. I'm just enjoying the shade because it's hot in the sun and that breeze feels good. Do 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 do. Do. Ah, that breeze does feel good. Cool breeze over the mountain. Cool breeze over my body. I will love it. Do 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 do. Da 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 da. Do 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 do. It's you I'm thinking of. I don't remember hearing that, but it must be there. I was lost in the darkness, but then I found her. I found you. Yes, that's a winner. Whoever wrote that song did a good job. But the singer, oh my, he's doing a wonderful job too. And so did the girl. I don't know who she is. No, a friend of mine turned me on to this song. And I really love it. So I can't seem to get it out of my head. I wake up in the morning and it's playing in my head already. So I've got it on autopilot or something. Where I can, I mean seriously, it's playing in my dadgum head when I wake up. I don't remember my dreams, but I remember that. So, my dream would be that I'd be dancing with my lover to that song. Wouldn't that be lovely? Do do la da dum la da dum do 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 do. Yeah, I told the girl at the Dollar Tree, Steven Sanchez's name. I told her I think the song is When I Found Her. But I know if you plug that into the search bar, you'd be finding it. That's what I told her. Because there's got to be millions of views. I don't recall because there's several, there's like 3, 4, or 5. It's got to be 4 or 5 songs that this person turned me on to. And some of them have millions of views. All right, is the squirrel over here? I heard a noise. Are you up there? I bet you're not. This is inside the windbreak trees. They were up here clearing out a lot of stuff last year. Like stumps. Right there, like you can see where part of the branch was cut off. Anyway, I heard a noise. I could have swore it was that little squirrel saying, "Hey, I see you. I see you. Did you run away?" Imagine they have fun in that tree, that group of trees. La da, do do do. Becomes a cute little car. Maybe I should let you see that car. Cute, cute. Not bad. I don't know what kind of car it is. Those symbols I don't see. Yeah, pain pill really helps you be able to walk because I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it snap. Sometimes my back feels like it's snapping back there. Feels like, not just hearing a snap, but feeling it. Scaring me because that's something that could happen. But when I asked about walking, they said, no, keep it up. Keep up walking. So I have to do that. Plus I know I need to engage those muscles. It's my what would you call those things? my thighs, okay, are sore. Not my calves, but my thighs. Up above my knee, in between, my groin and my knee. That mass of meat. And then it goes into my butt. Okay, we're not going to have trouble with my butt this time. I'm not going to be sleeping in a hospital bed. And I slept in my bed last night, and it worked out great. Actually, I tried it with Dad's wedge. No, that didn't work. I went and took that back out of there. I mean, after I realized it. And I really didn't get a lot of sleep last night like I should because of being in surgery. I was in surgery and then I was in recovery. So surgery was 2 hours. And actually, they had me out ready to be going home. We're talking about going home at 12:33. So that was pretty good. As far as, my recovery went to then. So then they called my Uncle Joe and he came up and picked me up. Or he came and parked where they told him to park. And then it took forever to get me down there. But probably because I was talking to people. Every single person that dealt with me yesterday, except for 2, I told about my channel. And I didn't have my dadgum cards with me. One girl got on right then. Just went ahead and got to YouTube and got on there and subscribed. But then the other ones, wrote it down. But she can share too. In other words, if she likes what she sees, then she can share that with everybody there. But I tried. Right now I have 219 subscribers. And that makes me very happy. Makes me happy to hear from Ireland and England. I love it. It means, if they can understand English, and they must can because they're writing me. See, that's the thing. They're commenting. One person said, "Happy Mother's Day" from Ireland. And I love that. And a long time ago, there was a guy from England that said, "Hey, right now my mouth is getting so dry because I put probably too much of my liquid in. I need an eyedropper. I'm going to have to go buy one. Just going to have to break down and buy one." La da dee da da. La da 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 da. Do do. Da 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 da. Heaven. I'm going to say what I want to say. When you held me close, I'm in heaven, 'cause I love you the most. There is no comparison in the love, okay? There's no comparing. There kind of is, but not. So I don't know if any of you guys out there know what I'm talking about. You can love more than one person, but you just have different levels of love. And then there's caring for instead of, I'm thinking that love, I really can't say that because, and it is true. A lot of people do settle. They settle for what's comfortable. But to be comfortable and be lusting after your mate and then having so many things in common can be a wonderful thing. But sometimes we just don't know what's wonderful, unless we've been through a little bit of hurt. Because how do you know what to compare to? To experience joy, you have to have experienced sorrow. You have to know the difference. So that's a lot of what's going on with a lot of things. It's really ridiculous I wait until this time in my life to maybe have what I've always dreamed about. Secretly dreamed about, because I never thought it was possible, okay? So we shall see just how happy we can be. Yeah, I'm walking pretty good. I don't really hear my shoes dragging too awful much. You know, I've been trying to tell Dad. See, he's on a certain level of morphine. And every month he has to go into the pain clinic. We do need to talk to hospice. Hospice has a program that's not trying to kill you, not trying to help you die, but they do come in and take care of the medicines, give him company, and I need to check on that so that if something happened I do need to leave and he doesn't have a place to go, I'm hoping, you know, I figured we could all make a room. He ain't gonna want to be with me because right now I ain't got no room. And really, he loves having his house paid for. So I just wish everybody could convince him. I can do it for him. Not the convincing, but I can do the paperwork. In other words, all we got to do is copy his deed and just change the names. Like he would be the grantor, I think, and then we would be the grantee. But all I got to do is look at the contract and see. I've done this before, people. And all we got to do is change the names and then have him sign it in front of a notary, and then we go to the courthouse and file it. And it don't cost very much to file it. So you don't need to think that you got to pay a lawyer all this money to do it, because we can do it ourselves. And then he can stay there. He can lock up the doors and just go to Arizona and see Nathan, which is what he'd love to do. You know, he'd love to see us all. But I'm sure especially his firstborn son. You know, sometimes we make choices, we're helping out people, but then we leave other people behind that we shouldn't. You know, just like my choices of having a husband that wasn't into my family, told me a lie, told me a few lies, and then didn't tell me the truth. Now there's a difference. In other words, he left things out about himself. He did not give full disclosure, which was very detrimental. Okay, I'm going to show you this. Sooner or later, these got to have some flowers. This is lilies. I can see that they're supposed to, yeah. That right there is going to open up into a flower, I think. I don't know if you can see that. Now that over there, the irises are really pretty. But I think I would plant a bunch of those all together. You know, because they had it one over here and one over there. Like, so here's one by itself. It did stand back up. It was laying on the ground after all that wind. A lot of wind comes through this right here. There's a tunnel type of effect here. You'll see the road going all the way up there. And you come down and then you go around. Well, sometimes the wind's blowing pretty good. And right now my back is all sweaty, which is good. You need to sweat. Okay, that's another one of those things they said you need to do. Some people don't sweat good enough, I guess. But they're saying you need a sauna. And I figure coming out here with the sun on me and making me sweat, this walking making me sweat, that's probably pretty good. Got my blood pumping, which is making me warmer. And the sun. Now, is that vitamin D it's giving me? Because that's what it said. I believe that's what it said. So, getting vitamin D naturally by being out here at least a half an hour. And today I have shorts on and short sleeves. And then I folded my short sleeves up. I need to find out where you get women's t-shirts, and I know they have them. That way that the sleeve comes down and is cute around your arm instead of this big box thing that's for a man. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. I want to be cute. In other words, I want to wear clothes that will accentuate a pretty girl, even if I'm past that. I still think that love, true love, that was from the Labyrinth. Anyway, there are some pictures of me that are really sweet. And I look good. It's because I'm happy. That is true happiness exuding out of my face, my mouth. And I do, I look pretty good. So I need to capture those pictures. Some of them have been captured by someone else. And that's where I've seen them. I'm going, wow, you must have captured that from somewhere. So they're in my videos, people. So, you know, you can just go along and do a screenshot. I've done that. I've watched videos, and then what I liked, I snapped it. So I don't have a way to get all those pictures. There's a bunch of them. Eye candy. Yes. So I think lust is okay when you're lusting after the one you love. You know? How cool is that? As long as you get the one you love. What a wonderful life is ahead. I hope. But for right now, things are precarious. They're up in the air. La da, do do do, la da da, la da da. Yeah, I'm dragging my feet. I'm getting down to the tail end. My butt's hurting now. It's not my butt, because I think of your butt as that fat stuff down at the bottom, you know, but I'm talking about right there where my bones are, right underneath my waist, and then going down probably 5 inches and all the way across. More on the left side than the right, but still, that the pain pill was helping that, because now I'm starting to feel it. Plus the power of suggestion, but it was there anyway. I knew it was coming. I know I laugh at the wrong things. In the weirdest of times. So I love that breeze. To say I need to go, and this is making a video. I was going to say I need to go make a video. I am a strange bird, I really am. And I hope that my channel gets out there and finds people that I've met before. People I taught lessons to in life. It would be nice if they could see this. They taught me lessons too, okay? I wasn't always just the teacher, but I have been used by the Lord, okay? And it is okay. The thing you gotta do, because He wants you to do it too, is you gotta have faith. You gotta believe. And believing and having faith are two different things. They really are. I used to think they weren't. But anyway, so faith, total belief, and rely on the Lord. Talk to Him. Bring Him in every chance you get. You got something weighing on your mind? Go talk to Him. Pour out your heart and your soul. He already knows. But you could have a nice conversation with the Lord. Okay? And you can feel His Spirit. Because that's what I was telling you guys about that girl. So go back to this morning at the Dollar Tree. I was telling her the name of my channel. It was on my card, okay? So I was giving her my card, and I was pointing at the channel. And then I told her that there's a lot of God in there, and then marijuana's in there, and she got a kick out of that. But I told her, lose touch is about touching your spirit. And at the same time I said that, I touched her arm. Wasn't planned, okay? But I touched her arm, and she got cold chills. She said her whole body got cold chills. Now that is the spirit. That is the spirit testifying to you that there's something true here. And you guys are going to feel it too if you give my stuff a chance. Go back into the beginning of my work. Back to July 16th. That's my first video on this channel. Okay? I have made a couple other. I just know of one, but it seems like there's two. A couple other videos that might be on YouTube. One was our German Shepherds, you know. It was like Happy Together was playing on it, but they took that off because it was copyrighted. They took the song off, but they left what was going on, the movie. So Joe was laying on the bed, and at that time we had Lance, and then we had 2 litters of German Shepherd puppies. So that was a lot of dogs. And they were on the bed with Joe. I mean, some were all up there laying down and their tails wagging, but they're all laying there. And then some were, one was walking across where the pillows were, was walking across there, walked across Joe. Didn't hurt him or anything. And there were puppies laying on top of Joe. And these puppies were 4 to 5 months old, so they're getting pretty good size on them. But anyway, I wish. What it was, 2 litters, and they were 6 weeks apart, okay? So mothers that are sisters had a litter each. And that was Lady and Princess. Lady Coco. What was Princess's middle name? I don't remember. But Lady Coco, because she had brown in her fur. Her undercoat, you look down in her undercoat, and there was like a red brown in her undercoat. She was a thick chunk girl. Her hair was thick. I'm comparing to Princess, her sister. Her sister had a sleek body. Okay, she was slender. Her hips were different than Lady's. Like her legs were right underneath her body, where you would think they belong. And then Lady's legs up there were on the outside. In other words, they screwed into, like if you were screwing them together, the leg was on the outside where you could turn it around like this. I'm talking about action figures and stuff, you know. Anyway, so what was the deal? I was telling you the differences between the two, and I got off track because, like I said, 6 weeks apart, born out of the same litter though, but their litters were 6 weeks apart. And so we had puppies at different ages, is what I'm trying to say. We had some puppies that were, and the lady had the first litter. So some puppies that were, 4 to 5 months old. So then the other puppies would have been like probably 3 months old. Difference in size, totally. But I had a bunch of dogs. And they grow up fast. Now I got a rock in my shoe. Doggone it. I can't be walking with a rock in my shoe. Doggone it. Okay. I'm going to take my shoe off. Well, I got it out because it just hit me in the leg. Okay. All right. Do 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 do. Da 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 da. All right, so Lady and Princess, that's what I was talking about. I swear. I mean, these dogs were long, okay? Lady was shorter by a little bit than Princess. She was wider than Princess, a lot, because she was a chunk. Princess was slender and sleek. Her fur was like a sleek, whereas Lady's was a little more coarse, I think. And not just coarse, I'm not really saying my words right. It was soft. Her puppies were just beautiful. Their fur was just gorgeous. And they were like the normal, what you would think a German Shepherd would look like, okay? Now, Princess and Lady, they were bicolored. They were black and red, but also they looked a little cream. In other words, bicolored reminds me of a Rottweiler in coloring, meaning, okay, I had one of the kids and the mothers, both mothers, but what was his name? Steele. We were going to change his name to Steele because we sold him to somebody that wanted to do that, but he took off when they got home and they opened up the dog thing, they didn't have secure, and away he went. He was lost for a couple of months, but I got him back because I had traded him another dog, even though it wasn't my fault. I traded him another dog, and then I told him I want my dog back. So when he does show up, I want him back. Because see, when they were at the house looking at the dogs, they were planning. They were trying to figure out a plan where they could both have a dog and only pay for one. I heard them doing it. And so then they go home and they tell me, oh, the dog got loose, you know? And I'm thinking, yeah, I heard you guys. But anyway, they named him Steele. And what his name was, see, I'm not good at naming animals. I'm not good at naming. I mean, I named Jessica, my daughter. Me and Kevin named her together. We went to a concert, and her name is from a song by Blood Rock. And they were playing that night with Grand Funk Railroad. And that was the concert I was trying to remember that I went to. Anyway, so what is the point? I scatter so much, you guys can tell. I got a problem. Anyway, it depends on how you look at it. So, I do not remember what I was talking about. Because I have distractions, you know, like the mailman was right here. Mail woman. Do, 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 do. And that I named Jessica after a concert. I mean, the song was called Jessica by Blood Rock. So look that up, Jesse, if you haven't ever. Okay, school is letting out because here come the buses. And people are getting off from work because there's been a few cars come in. And it's getting hot enough. I'm going to start laying out, I guess. I don't know about laying out. I just might sit out. But I want my face to get some color and my arms. I do like a little color, people. You know, sometimes a brown skin is beautiful. When we're all sitting here trying to get color. And we go through all this trouble to do it, you know, baking in the sun, sweating. That sweating is good though. I need to do that. So anyway, some of the options people did about cancer that is one of them, the sauna. And so they built a sauna. They just decided, you know, I know you could buy kits, okay. They got a kit and built it, put it together. But you need to sweat, and then some people don't sweat very well. And that helps to remove toxins and probably heavy metals. I'm not sure about the heavy metals, but okay, this thing's gonna start talking. You're being recorded. I forgot. Okay. I turned around pretty slick there. So anyway, I have gone in a sauna before. I did not like it. I don't like sweating. But if a person knows, in other words, drink a bunch of water and go into a sweat thing where it can get the toxins out of your body. And I don't know about the jumping in a cold shower. Yeah, let's get ice cold after being so hot. But it might do something good for you, like shock your some kind of system. Oh, yeah. I probably had too much. I think I'm going to stop. And here's the UPS guy. UPS. Dum da dee da dum. Da 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 da. All right, this thing used to be painted all nice. Seems like we ought to do that again. I'll just show you real quick. I think you can see it. Okay. Can you see it? It says Grandpa and Grandma's. I don't know what that word is. I think it's nice. Open. Oh, it's house. Grandpa and Grandma's house open 24 hours. Hugs and kisses. Lots of stories. Cookies and milk. Always lap room. And then there's a frog. Pretty cool, huh? Need to paint that and put that back on there. And then the grandkids need to come. Grandkids are all older, you know, and they're going to be having babies of their own. In fact, they have been. Because that would be Teresa's family. Teresa's family. So Cyril has 2, probably 3 actually. And then Sean has, I'm not sure if he just has 2. Sean has Emma, and I've got her name sitting in my head. Starts with a Mar, like a Martha, but not. I don't know what her name is. Sweet little girl. Anyway, I showed you guys a video of her riding a horse, and then I was petting the horse she was riding. And it walked up there to get to be with me. So, I mean, animals do love me. And they can see your aura. They know if you're good or bad. Just like Santa Claus. So I wished I knew. Doggone it, what is her name? I even bought you a present last Christmas, but I couldn't get down there to be with everybody. You know, the year before that, Sean and Amy invited me to Christmas, but I was going back east to see my daughter and my grandkids. So I couldn't go to Sean's, and oh boy, did they put on a feast. He's a chef. He went to school for that. He does other things now. Now he actually has made it to be sheriff or a deputy. I don't know what he is, if he's a deputy sheriff. But he just came out of the academy not all that long ago. Proud of you, by the way. Very proud. I voiced my opinion. I told you how I felt. Because there's so much injustice out there. And then you've just joined with your love of your life, and then you go get in such a dangerous job. I was very concerned, okay? So, I know it's a good thing. I know you're doing good, and we need some good cops out there because there's so many bad ones. But anyway, I love you, Sean and Amy, and I love your children, both of you. So I've forgotten the other ones too. I know there's Paige, but there's those 2 that I can't think of their names. But it has been a while, guys. I need to come and visit. So, find a time when I can, and we'll do that. We'll make it happen, okay? I want to come and visit. And then Teresa D, if you are here, my love, my little sister, I am. I mean, just because I need to be here, I can't be here all the time, okay? And I think Dad will be okay. I mean, Austin's close by. He does really need somebody with him, but most of the time he's just wrapped up in his TV and not really, you know, he could do well if he's just checked on. But anyway, what was my point? It'd be nice. You know what, guys? I'm going to toot my own horn. I'm turning 70 in just a little bit. It would be nice to have my family around, have a party. And I don't know how well Dad would do if I brought him there. But I mean, it is a possibility I could drive him there. He has a hard time getting up off the toilet. I know these are private issues, but when he goes into the bathroom and sits down on a toilet, it doesn't have any arms to get up with. He can't get up. So like, that's an issue. But it's an issue that can be fixed, you know? I bought a raised up toilet seat and also the arms that you could, but you attach it to your toilet. Anyway, I don't know if I got a way to put those together and just bring that to where he'd have something to get up. All I know is it's not very long until my birthday. My girlfriend is coming here. She's already had it mapped out on her schedule and, doing things accordingly. So she's going to be here the 26th through the 29th. But you know what? Everybody can still come. It doesn't have to be just me and her. Nancy's coming from the 24th to the 28th. Now, I don't know. I didn't know that she was still off on the 28th because, see, she's not out of school yet. So I don't know what her regular hours were. I thought that maybe, because I know school is ending, June 18th. But then again, I don't know if I'm going to be around. I got a lot of irons in the fire, and I need to go back to Colorado. So, I don't know what's going to happen with my future, people. And my family that is here. I really came up here to see you guys. I did. I got my diagnosis for cancer. I had a blessing, a very special, good blessing that set my mind on fire, okay? And one of the things said in my blessing was that I am going to come to the realization of exactly who I am, okay? And that's all he said about that. But boy, did I ever. And it was a gradual thing. It wasn't just boom and I started putting a lot of things together. I started like, there's a lot of dots and you can bring lines that correlate with other things. So I put dots together, if you can understand that. There was a lot going on in my head and a lot I needed to deal with. And that cancer was definitely a kick in the butt. Get busy, because you don't know how long you got. And that's all of us, people. We don't know how long we got. So, you need to get your priorities in order. And I'm talking to myself too. But I do have a lot of things I need to do and clear up. And anyway, I got carried away with my tangent. I don't really know what I was saying so much, except for that time is short and we ought to take care of business. And I love my family, and that's where I started. So I came up here. When I came up here, I didn't have intentions on not going back. When I came up here, one of the things I did say, though, is, we were bloody well poor. At that point in time, you can see that the money is ending and that you got bills you got to pay and you're not going to be able to do it, okay? So, and I had family to visit that I needed to see. And then there were things going on that I did not approve of, made me very angry. There was a lot of things that came into my head. In other words, I came to realizations, okay? Big time. But anyway, I was telling Joe when I left, I needed to go up and see Mom and Dad's, not Mom because she's gone, but I need to come up here and visit with everybody in the Northwest. And then I needed to go, and this was September 24th is when I left home of 22. I'd already had 2 surgeries on my breast. I don't want to get too carried away because I'll forget what I'm doing. I had a mastectomy on the right-hand side. They took my breast. And that was June 1st, 2022. And then I went back in August 30th, and they went in and got I had 2 lymph nodes up in my armpit that were cancerous, and they could see that by the PET scan. Which they weren't offering me the PET scan. I asked for it because my naturopath told me that if I had the PET scan, then I could see down deeper. And I had a great PET scan. I was in great shape, but I needed a hormone blocker, and the cancer doctors were mad at me because I wouldn't go through chemotherapy, and he wouldn't give me my hormone blocker. And here I am. I probably would have not had this reoccurrence thing if I'd have had my hormone blocker. So really I ought to smack him hard. But anyway, we'll forget about that because we can't really do anything. Supper that's important, you know. I think what it boiled down to is he wanted me to have another appointment and pay more money so he would write me a prescription. When I already went through all the testing, I went through everything and paid all that stuff for them to work with me. And part of my treatment was getting on a hormone blocker. But oh no, because I chose to deal with a naturopath, and because I chose to do differently some things, that's how they were about it. And they shouldn't have been. I mean, you know, why couldn't he have given me the hormone blocker? Because I already paid and paid and paid. And that was my decision. And that should have been respected. Instead, they were mad. So anyway, I'll get over that. Point is, I don't know what the point is. It's about surgeries and stuff. Cancer. And here I find out something else. And I said it on a different video, so you probably already heard it, if you heard my videos. And that is what? Okay, the hormone blocker. Jeez, I forget. There was something though. So it'll come back to me, maybe. I got a song going through my head, Can't Get You Off My Mind. Oh dear, I'm a mess. Okay, so yeah, people don't disclose the full truth to you, and then why has it got to be about the almighty dollar? Why can't they treat you like the person you are and not the money going in their pocket? You know, every office visit they get what, $45 because that's a specialist, and that's with good insurance, you know, and the insurance is paying them a lot more than that. Okay, I don't know how much each visit is, but that's what it was all about. It was about the money, and it was about the money for the chemotherapy too, because they got to pay for all that equipment. They got to have a reason to be doing all that stuff. And they should not make you have to do it if you don't want to. And they should have given me the hormone blocker. How hard was it to write down a prescription? And there are a few different hormone blockers, but I did all the tests. I did everything that he needed to know. But oh no. So he does need his up and coming. So all these people who make bad decisions and they do it intentionally, that's an intentional deal. They need to pay. So he will pay. Yeah, that song's still in my head. Can't Get You Off My Mind. I don't know who does it. So that maybe they're all the same color. They start out a deep peach, and then they brighten up, and then they turn light, and then they die off, I guess. In other words, right there, you can see the dark orange little buds, and then as they get bigger and bigger, they'll turn into that pink. I like the yellow. Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. Da-da-da-dum. That's enough of that one. Okay, well, I'm sitting down resting, and there's a breeze, so that's good. There's a breeze. So, I'm sure hoping that everything I got going on is going to be happening. Despite the odds. I can get it in the garbage, guys. that felt good. Oh, I fell asleep, didn't I? I am sorry. I might just have to stop this video and then cut that off the end. Maybe I was only gone a minute. I was thinking, you know. That's what happens is I be thinking. Next thing you know, I'm seeing what I'm thinking, and then I'm in a dream. And I be gone. She's done and left me again. That happens. I mean, really, I don't understand it. Be talking to the one you love and the most exciting thing there is, and then you fall asleep. Not cool. What's up with that? Anyway. Oh, that breeze feels wonderful. Oh, it feels good. Now it's gone. That felt great. Do, 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 do. Yes. Yes. I need to do the wall Pilates stretches and stuff, and you know, I just need to watch some of that stuff. And I'm gonna I need a TV in my room, and I have my iPad, but it's really not very big, but I can still use it. In other words, there's a couple of people on there that do things that I like. And one lady reminds me of me a little. She dances to some good music, and she has a whole room full of people dancing with her. But she has rhyme or reason to it, whereas mine is freestyle, okay? That would take a lot of work to come up with something just right. So what I say is, find some music that's just killer, that you just love, and then get out there on the floor and dance. Get in your socks, you know, your stocking feet, and move to the music. That's what you need to do. I did learn that a long time ago. I was in pretty good shape. Doctor told me I was in excellent shape. I didn't know that. I went to a job, and it was like a temporary job, okay? They send you different places. And it was in the files. I was purging files, if you know what that means. It means you go through the files, and when they're too old and stuff, then you chuck them. Okay, so there was a pallet full of these file boxes, full of files. And so I had to start on the top, you know, the top row of the pallet, and pull that down, let it fall down, and then go through what was in it, and then put it on a different pallet. So separating the good from the bad, what they still had to hold on to and what they were trying to get rid of, okay? But that was a lot of lifting. And so the man told me, he says, now make sure you don't hurt yourself. And I'm going, what do you mean? You know, I didn't know what he meant. But damn, I found out. I did that all day. I mean, I worked a full day doing that. So lifting these file folder boxes off of one and putting it on another or another. And they came from hospitals. Some came from schools. So it was a big deal about purging records. And so I did that all day long. Well, the next day, when I got up, or tried to get up, I tried to get up to go to work, okay? And then as I'm pulling myself up out of the bed, I can't. I mean, I got up a certain length, and now you can't see me. I got up to get out of the bed, right? I'm laying down, I'm trying to get up to get out of the bed. Well, I couldn't. My muscles were all glued together because I had, I want to say torn, but I don't know if torn was the word. I had really strained my muscles anyway, to where they had been bleeding. And that what they did was it bled in my rib cage, where these muscles were. I don't know if you can see my hands. Anyway, the bleeding coagulated or whatever and stuck to my rib cage and stuff. I couldn't get up. Anyway, needless to say, I did not go to work. But that's what he meant. Don't hurt yourself. Well, why didn't he explain that better? You guys, if your boss is out there and you have this similar situation, explain what they can and can't do and how they really should take a break here and there. And maybe they shouldn't even be doing that job because those file boxes were heavy. You know, paper is heavy. And so you got hospital files and school files. Heavy boxes. So I found out what it means. Do not hurt yourself. And I sure did. That breeze feels wonderful. And see that, I'm going to show you the clouds just right there at the edge. The sun is just about to come out. But there's big clouds, lovely clouds. Let's see, these look different. These look really different. They're perfect. So I'm sure enjoying that breeze. I'll never fall in love again until I find her. I'll never fall in love unless it's you I fall into. I was lost in the darkness, but then I found her. I found you. I'm gonna leave Wallet up alone. My voice is going away anyway. So, yes. Okay. You know what? I sat here and went to sleep again, didn't I? I'm sitting here basking in the sun, and it's making me tired. So I guess I should get off of here. And I'll check it out. I gotta go in the house. And it's hot in there too. So I'll probably go in there and get in front of my fan. Lay on my bed in front of the fan. So, happy trails, y'all. Take a nap. If I lay there very long, I'll be taking a nap. But I was listening to that song in my head. Danger Zone. Not that song, but you know, it's dangerous to be listening to a beautiful song and not talking, because then I'm going to sleep. And then I'll just wake up singing that song again. So did Steven Sanchez write that song? Or did someone else write it? Anyway, I love it. As I have said before, how could we ever just be friends? Isn't that the truth? So, take care of yourself. Take care of those you love. Be someone that they want to love. Sometimes we just don't let them love us. We just don't let them see the beauty that lies inside, like my Beauty of the Rose. You guys need to look that up if you have not heard it, okay? It's written for you. I wrote it. I was inspired, and I'm sure Jesus Christ had something to do with that, okay? And what it is I was compelled. My daughter was in first, second, or third grade, okay? And my boyfriend at the time, his name was Daniel. And we were going to go out on an outing because it was the weekend. And so Daniel and Jessica were out there, you know, biting at the bit, waiting. And for some reason, I walked over to the rose bushes that were over by the house. And I hadn't seen them in so long. I had not given them any attention because they probably came with the house, you know, type of thing. I didn't plant them, so I hadn't paid any mind. And for some reason, I went over there, and then I'm going, oh my. because there was a lot of dead buds, B-U-D-S, but they're flower buds, okay? Meaning rose buds. Anyway, so I had these bushes that were covered with dead stuff. They had dead rose buds and dead weeds because the weeds had crept all around these branches and these roses. And then as these roses die, you need to clip them off. You know, then they'll grow more beautiful roses. So what's been going on, and I don't know if that's totally the case all the time, okay? So don't worry about that. The point is, I'm over here with the rose bushes, okay? And I'm pulling off the dead vines of the weeds. They're these little, pretty little weeds. Don't know what they're called. The flower is small. Anyway, I kind of compared a lot of things about that rose bush to the celestial kingdom, the terrestrial kingdom, and the telestial kingdom. And if I don't watch out, I'm getting too carried away. And I know I keep itching my nose. Okay, so I'm picking off these dead buds, you know, and I'm trying to get the weed that is wound around the plant, trying to get that off. But now it's old enough that it's dead and brittle, and so it's breaking as I'm trying to get them off. And then what happens is I got stabbed, okay, because I didn't have any protective gear on. So I'm taking all these things off, and I got my family waiting for me. So what am I doing? I am compelled to do what I'm doing. And I'm pulling off all these buds, and I'm stabbed. And so then I had this path going on in my head, okay, because I'm an analyzer and a poet, and I put it all together, what I was feeling about this rose bush. I had to go in and write it down. But before that, because one of the last things I saw was, as I'm pulling off all this dead stuff, I can see down in the middle of the bush, and there is the most gorgeous, beautiful rose sitting there, all surrounded by all this ugly, dead stuff. But there she is, so beautiful. So I went and wrote a paper about that. I analyzed that and wrote it all down, compared the rose that's in there and the walls of protection, because they've lived such a life that they're hiding, basically. And as they're hiding, you know, all those weeds are just, they've come along, had their way with her, and then they're dead. And so she's got this shroud of dead buds and dead little flowers and all kinds of stuff. When down in the middle of that bush is this most beautiful rose. And she smelled pretty too. So there you are. You are the rose, okay? I am the rose. Every one of us is in this scenario. We are the rose that's hidden, and they can't see us, and they can't smell our sweet aroma. And as they come and try to take the dead stuff off, which, you know, you say your bad habits, you know, like say you're an alcoholic, or you're a meth head, or you're a this or that or the other thing, but inside you're this beautiful, beautiful person. You lived with God, our Father and our Mother, and all of us, we lived in heaven before we came here, and we chose to come here. But in the meantime, we are that rose. The beauty of the rose is hidden, and no one can see you, and they can't smell your sweet aroma because they don't ever get close to you. So everybody out there, take that into your brain and just leave it there. Put it in your heart and leave it there, because there are reasons we are responsible for a lot of things. You know, like people not being our friend. Well, you got to be a friend to have a friend, and you got to let people know who you are. You know, they're sitting over here wondering who you are, but they're too shy to ask. They're too shy to engage. So, you know, think about that. A smile goes a long ways. Smile at your neighbor. Smile at the person in front of you. I see people smiling at me all the time, and it's because I'm smiling at them. It is amazing. Smiles are catchy. So, a lot of our problems can take care of ourselves if we can just see what they are. remember that we're all under different circumstances, but we're all children of God. Now, I told you already about my trip to the Dollar Tree. Well, before I ever got inside the Dollar Tree, there was this girl. She was brushing her hair. She had the longest hair, and she was trying to brush her hair. The wind was blowing. But anyway, I passed her up. I mean, we said hi and stuff, and I passed her up. Then, I decided I was going to go back and talk to her. And I gave her my card. But I also found out she's homeless. She has been homeless for a year and a half. And the reason I went and talked to her was I was asking her if she had a wet brush. There's a thing called a wet brush, and when you got long hair and knots and stuff, it'll go right over the top. It won't necessarily go through all of it and rip your hair out, type of thing. But you can get your hair to look halfway decent. But she was just trying to brush her hair, comb her hair. And she had really super long hair. She's been all living out in the streets. So she doesn't have the amenities of life that we take for granted. Anyway, I know this is going to run out soon. It might have already. I cannot see. So I'm going to say goodbye and hope that it hasn't left me yet. I know. I went to sleep on you twice. I'm sorry. I'll have to see how that worked out. Anyway, I love you guys. And I hope that life will treat you kind. And I don't know, I just feel like life's going to treat me kind too. I just got to make the right decision. Because, there's also, my naturopath told me to get a certain book, and I don't know the name of it. But what it is about is survivors to stage 4 cancer. Stage 4 cancer, when they've done all this crap to you, and they look at you and they tell you there's nothing more they can do. So they send you home to get your affairs in order. Well, at least 4 of these people survived. But see, I'm probably mixing it up with the thing that says stage 4. Because they were stage 4 cancer. Let go to just go get their affairs in order, and they survived. And the common thread was they found their purpose. They got themselves on fire doing something. One of them was a preacher, which could fit me. But get about your Father's business. Just get your things in order in case you are going to die, but don't act like you're going to die. Easier said than done. And hopefully, it depends on the pain levels and stuff. Because if I'd have gone through chemo and radiation like they wanted me to, I'd probably be dead. I would not be doing my channel. I would not be doing everything I'm doing, really. So, I still don't want to die, never did want to die. But I have my oil, and I know it's drying the heck out of me because, man, I've had cotton mouth all morning. Bad cotton mouth, the kind you got to drink, and you still got cotton mouth. And that's what marijuana does to you. It gives you cotton mouth. But also, I had an overdose, basically, because I don't know how much I've given myself. It was in that syringe, and I just popped it under my tongue. So, boy, Uber does good around here. Not Uber, but whatever. They're delivering food across the street. There'll be a lot of cars up and down here stopping with food. So I don't know if that's called DoorDash or what. But I need to be doing something to bring in some money. Just do the best I can. But something to bring in money. That leads me to my appointment, my stuff. That's going to be by donation, people. And then I got to thinking, okay, Margaret, if you're listening, if you just want to try it and see if you like it, then that little trial size, it's a 3-gram size. Anyway, I will give you one of those. You just have to pay for the shipping, okay? Because I can't pay for the shipping. And it's just a small one, but you can get quite a bit of enjoyment depending on what you're going to use that for. If you want to use it for enhancing your senses, keep it cold so that it's solid real good, and then you can use that at least 3 or 4 times, I would think, maybe more. If you have it solid, then you just let your finger sit on it and it'll melt. Then you take a little bit out, then you need to stick it up in a little bit on that nice soft place right there and let it melt in. I don't know how long it's going to last if you do that, but oh my, you need to definitely do that one time at least. So you put your stuff in your most sensitive area, and it should go in and make your tissue soft, and then you have an interlude with your husband or your boyfriend. Pump your blood, man. it definitely pump up the blood, and then your medicine's flowing through you, and it's wonderful. So anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Love you guys. It's an hour and a half. See, if I stayed on here a little bit longer, I could do the 333, but it'll never work, right? It only works by accident when it does. So, take good care. Take care of your family. Love your family. And that's what I started to say earlier, Teresa D. I heard you when you were here. And I have. Ever since I came, I have wanted to help you. So, even though I need to be with Dad, I still need to be gone. I need to be doing things, and I need to see my family. And so one way or another, I need a car. I need something that I can get around on and just, when I want to go, I can go. You know, arrange for somebody to come and bring in a meal for Dad. Anyway, the point is, I could come and see you, Miss Teresa. I could come to your house. I could come in and help you if you let me. And you need to do it while I'm around. And I have been around for a long time. I mean, I wasn't here with Dad all that time. I came last January, about the middle way through January. And then I left in July. I left for the month of July for 5 weeks. But other than that, I've been here. But the point is, I need to get away sometimes, you know. You can't just be here all the time. And I could come and visit with you for a week or a half a week or something. See, I need to visit with Debbie and with you and with Nancy and Amy and Sean and whoever wants to visit with me. So yes, there's the 33 and it had another 3 in it. Here in a second it will have all 3s. So I think I did start to say that. I usually celebrate my birthday a week before and a week after. And I think that the big 7-0 is a big birthday. So you guys think about it, Teresa. Talk to your family. Talk to Sean and Cyril and Chris and Aaron and see. You guys could come up here or I can come down there. And Dad does not have to come. I mean, if he doesn't want to and it's a big problem, like I said, Austin will be here unless he wants to go, but I doubt it. You know, I just want to acknowledge my 70th birthday and be amongst loved ones and have some joviality. What do they call that? Frivolity. That was the word used. What was the episode? Talking about Harry Potter, Goblet of Fire. I think that's the name of it. Yeah, they had all these things they had to complete. Like one was something to do with a dragon, and another one was going underneath the water and saving some people that were tied up under spells. And I know there was another one, I forget. But anyway, the Goblet of Fire, that was probably the last part. Very interesting, people. That particular one. They were all good. But they increasingly got more. In other words, they start a story and then you're figuring things out as it goes along, okay? And so it is about the fight, the battle between good and evil. And it is about a lot of different things. It's very good. Like Voldemort. and how his problems were in his head. He had problems in his head with jealousy and all these different other things. And then it's a school of magic. And if you're not careful, you can go the wrong way, people. Serious. You know, you need to be careful when messing with magic. Not that I'm an expert, but I can tell you that much. We're not supposed to mess with it. My magic, that I call magic, comes from God. And so yes, I can see how you can, the light workers, okay? Just make sure you stay in the light. And what better thing to do than to call on God to be with you? And then if you're told to leave that stuff alone, you need to leave it alone. Be careful. So, I do believe in magic, but my magic comes from the power of God and believing in that power. And I was told in my patriarchal blessing that I would have the power of the Holy Ghost. Well, see, I didn't stop to think about that. But yeah, you got power as long as you qualify and you use it for the good. And I'm not saying like put a spell. I'm not saying any of that stuff. I'm just saying you will see miracles happening because you have the Lord with you. That's about all I'm going to say about that. Hopefully you guys will understand what I'm saying. And hopefully you will get cold chills when you hear me talk. It happens. That amazed me today, though. I had just told her lose touch, and then I touched her arm, and she got chill bumps, immediately got chill bumps. So pretty trip, man, pretty trip. So I love you people, and I am going to say goodbye. And I'm enjoying it out here. It feels really good. Nice cool breeze. Oh, that feels wonderful. See, it's happening right now, but you'd have to see my hair moving. I've got it back so you can't see it. Ouch. But the wind is blowing. Okay, look over here at the bush. See the little flowers, they're all saying hi. Can you see them? The orange and pink and stuff, they're blowing a little bit. So anyway, happy trails. Happy trails. My voice is gone. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Bye.